Hey, what's up everyone? Merry Christmas Eve to all of you. I hope you guys are all indoors and staying warm, because I don't know about you, out here it is cold. Currently it's only about 5 degrees out and the wind chills is minus 21 degrees. Speaking of indoors, I want to show you 3 elegant, classy, sleek gentleman's knives or office carry knives. That's all made by, believe it or not, CRKT. Anyway, let's see what we have. Once it comes to CRKT knives, there are very few and far in between that really catches your eye. I mean, for most, they're mainly just a bunch of budget knives, where one design to another looks pretty much the same, and you can't really tell them apart. So I haven't been impressed by CRKT since about the 90s. The 90s, when they first came out, they came out with a lot of unique and interesting designs. But since then, much like Kershaw Knives, it's just a bunch of budget knives that's made with your HCR13 MOV steel, and really none of them are very impressive. Back in 2017, I spotted this one right here. I thought it was such a cool looking knife. I mean, look at it. It's absolutely unique and different. It have this two-tone aluminum handle here. One side is brushed finished, the other side is polished aluminum, and part of it is brown with kind of like this diamond texturing, which gives it a much better grip. It just resembles a dog bone. Well, hence, this is the CRKT Crossbones. This is actually designed by Jeff Parks, and if you guys never heard of him, he's actually a student of Ken Onion out there in Hawaii. And only recently he came out with his own line of custom designed knives, which he calls the Bone line. And he collaborated with CRKT to make the Crossbone. And it is such a cool knife. It's a long, slender, have such a slim profile. And it's probably a little bit too big for a gentleman's knife, but it is a good office carry knife. You have a small lanyard in the back, and what I do like about it is that I do like the fact that this one comes with your deep carry pocket clip. And unlike most of your CRKT knives, guess what? It's actually a tip-up carry. Plus, at the time, the bearing system is just coming out. That blade just flies right out there. It's have a good solid snap, and it is on the IKBS bearing system, Ikoma bearing system, which basically you have a bunch of little tiny balls or little bearings right inside the pivot here. But otherwise, I am impressed by this knife. I do like the way it feels. I like the fact that this is slightly curved on both sides. It just makes it fits comfortably right in the palm of your hand. Plus you have this slight jimping on the spine, which gives you a much better grip. And also there's jimping on the flipper tab. Plus there's a little bit of jimping right here on the liner itself. It is a knife that I use quite a bit, and it is a good meal prep knife. There was a time when the office had a cookout, and of course they forgot to bring in their knife. They end up using this one to actually prepare all the meal. And this is probably one of the few knives I don't mind it being full size. And to me, a full size knife is anything that's 8 inch and above. But considering on how slender and thin this is, it really doesn't take up any pocket space at all. And it's probably about the thickness of as this marker here. Also comes in the satin finish, AUS 8 steel, holds a pretty good edge, and especially for your daily task, it does the job just fine. This one is, again, it is your full length. Overall length is about 8 inches long, and your cutting edge is roughly about 3¼ inches, and your handle length is roughly about 4¼ inch. It is very lightweight too. It's the weight on this guy is only 2.47 ounces, folks. That is one very light knife. Good overall knife. The next one was definitely one of the few knives that came out from CRKT that just jumped at me. Actually compelled me to buy it even before it actually came out. When I got it, it took well over a month and a half before it went into production, and I finally got it. And so when I got it, I was very impressed. It is very sleek, thin, and is just classy. This little guy came out back in 2019. I like the pattern. This is actually GRN, but it almost resembles like your carbon fiber for the handles. Very classy. This almost reminds me of your classic physician's knife. For example, this one. They call it the physician's knife, a doctor's knife. This one is an old vintage, which they call it the little pill buster. Has your bone handle right here, and it has this flat bottom for crushing your pills. And that's what the CEO reminds me of. Again, very smooth, nice action on it. It does have your IKBS pivot, which just makes it very silky. Plus, it have such a low, slim profile. It also have your deep carry pocket clip. This is actually designed for you to put in your shirt pocket, in your front shirt pocket. But it is also one of the disadvantages about it. You're basically stuck with only one position. You can't put this clip anywhere else, which means you're carrying this knife tip down. And I do admit it was pretty tricky because on how flush this thumb stud is to actually try to open it with one hand. And being that it's so narrow and slim and you don't really have too much real estate to hold on to, you actually have to hold on to the edge like this, and including part of the clip to deploy that knife. The overall length on it is roughly about 7½ inches. The cutting edge on it looks like it's about 3/16 of an inch. That's the nice thing about the CRKT CEO. Just the right size to be carried as an EDC knife. Very lightweight too. The CEO comes in at only looks like 2.8 ounces. Extremely lightweight knife, folks. Despite of all the flaws that the original CEO had, over the past couple of years they finally addressed the problem and they came out with some new versions of the CEO. They came out with the flipper version. And as of this year, they came out with this one. I just bought it only about a week ago. This is your CRKT CEO Compact. Just a beautiful, beautiful knife. Another benefit is that this is actually a flipper, unlike the original that comes with only a thumb stud. I do like this GRN handle. I I like the fact that it has this metallic look. It almost makes it seem like it's metal or aluminum. The only downside about it, I had this knife for only about a week, and I noticed that it's on the edge is beginning to peel off. Maybe I just had a bad batch, and so what I'll probably end up doing is that I'll probably end up coating it with some clear coat, and this way it protects it from peeling anymore. But unlike the original, you can actually switch out the position of this pocket clip. You can either have it for your right or your left. And it is a deep carry pocket clip. Again, it makes it look like you're carrying around a pen. Even when you pull it out, it looks more like maybe a lighter or something. But it's definitely something that's not going to intimidate a lot of people. Extremely fidgety. Something that you can mess with all day to annoy your coworkers. And like the others, it does come with your IKBS pivot, which just makes it extremely smooth. So I do like it. I do like it quite a bit more than the original CEO. A little swedge right on the spine, and comes down to your little drop point blade. Now this is made from a different type of steel. I've never heard of this type of steel before, but this is actually made from your 1.4116 steel. I guess as their new version of sort of like your HCR13 MOV or AUS8 steel perhaps. So the overall length looks like is 6 1/4. You have a cutting edge of about 2 3/4 inch, and your handle is roughly about 3 1/4. This one weighs only 1.62 ounces, folks. That is an super ultra lightweight knife. Overall, it is good quality. I did pick it up for about $35. And there you have it, folks. You have 3 excellent options for your office carry or gentleman's knife. Whether you're a little person who wants to carry the full-size Crossbones, or some big guy 6'7" named Bubba who wants to carry around this little compact. The choice is yours, folks. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please smash that like and leave your comments down below. Consider subscribing. It will definitely help out with my channel. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.